Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Giving God all the glory. My name is Anthony Daniels, and welcome to the 5-Minute Facebook Ministry. Today we're coming out of the book of Luke, the 8th chapter, the 23rd verse, 8 and 23, Luke 8 and 23, and it reads out of the King James Version. But as they sailed, he fell asleep, and there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water and were in jeopardy. Again, but as they sailed, he fell asleep, and there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water and were in jeopardy. Now, this is Jesus and his disciples. And he got on a ship with his disciples, and they were crossing over to the other side of the lake. And it says here, he fell asleep. It's talking about Jesus. Jesus fell asleep. And while he was sleeping, a storm came over the lake. A real bad storm. And it says, and they were in jeopardy. So imagine a scenario. You're on a boat with Jesus. Okay, and you know who Jesus is. You know what he's done. You've seen Jesus heal people, bring them back from the dead, and now he's asleep and you're in a storm. And you know, as an experienced sailor, because these were fishermen, that you may be in danger on this boat, but you're with Jesus. So the question is, how should the disciples respond to being in a storm with Jesus Christ? How should they respond when being on a boat with Jesus Christ? And I want you to think also, when you're in your storm, and you're a born-again Christian, and you walk with Jesus, what do you do in your storm? See, this is when we're truly tested. This is when we're truly tested. When we're in a storm, and we have Jesus with us. And see, it doesn't matter whether he's asleep or awake. See, in the case of the disciples, he was sleeping. He was taking a nap. He was tired. But he was still there. And when we're going into a storm, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. When we're into a storm, we got to trust Jesus. We got to know that Jesus is with us. And we gotta rely on Jesus to give us the strength to go through that storm. We gotta know that Jesus is gonna give us everything that we need to get through that storm. We gotta believe that Jesus has already given us victory over that storm, no matter how long the storm lasts. See, a lot of us, even though we know Jesus is with us, we still try to take charge. See, the disciples could have decided, hey, this is a big storm, but we can handle it. We got this. We don't need Jesus. And we do the same thing. We go into a storm, we go into a situation, and sometimes God tells us what to do in that situation, sometimes he doesn't. But either way, we don't trust him. And we start doing things on our own, or the way we want to do things, and then we get mad when we sink in the storm. See, a lot of people like to say, faith will make you try, faith will make you push forward, and it will. You will try, you will do things and accomplish things through faith. But sometimes faith will also allow you to just wait on God. See, sometimes your faith isn't you having faith in God to go accomplish something. Sometimes you're having faith in God to wait on God. You're in a storm, you're going to wait on God. You're going to wait on God to step into your storm and guide you through it. You're not going to try to find your own way out. See, that's and when we're in that storm with Jesus, we got to always realize that Jesus is with us. See, he didn't send the disciples out over the lake by themselves. He went with them. He went with them. He knew there was a storm coming. He was not going to send his disciples out in that storm by themselves. And the same thing is going to happen with us when we're in a storm. God is going to protect us. So, hey, that's all the time that I have. Hey, God bless you. God loves you, and I love you too. Have a great day.